So keeping in mind that the new dashboard uses version 3 of the API, as a dashboard user that's not going to affect you, but there is one thing that comes with that, which is the consent UI. Now, the consent UI is basically just a way for your end users to give consent and then go and connect their institutions via a basic hosted UI, user interface. Now, the dashboard actually allows you to have a little bit more control now over what that UI says and how it looks when it's presented. It also allows you to select specific institutions that you would like to present to your user. The way that you would look at that, so we're just at the homepage, dashboard.basic.io, and all you would need to do in order to play around with that is hitting this Customize UI page. Now, this is optional. These fields do come pre-filled and all of the institutions will be offered by default. But if you did want to go in and have a play around, maybe personalize it or make it a little bit more in line with your branding, that is also an option. So you can come in here and you can click Customize UI. So when you jump into the Customize UI section of the dashboard, you're going to be met with this live preview of each of the different screens your user will progress through when you send that link out to them. So you can see here, this is quite similar to what we had before. The one thing that's worth noting is this bit of text here will sometimes be referred to as a consent policy, and all it is a predefined agreement between yourself and the user of saying what data you're asking for, why you're asking for it, and how long you'll be holding on to it. This specifically, you can actually change and update with this permissions down the bottom. You can jump in here and say you want to change this to maybe you don't need their details, or maybe you need them for a different reason. So this is all free text and you can update that. That being said, the one that is created by default is very, very similar, if not the same, as the one that we've had previously. So if you don't need to, probably just leave it, but it can be edited by using those fields on that right-hand pane. You can also do things like adding a header image, which sometimes may be pre-populated depending on your migration strategy, but you can choose to upload that or delete it if that does change. Now down here, if you wanted to save that, you just hit the save, and then all of a sudden that will be pushed out, and all of a sudden all of your users will now be seeing that information. The next thing you want to look at is this institutions. So again, we pre-populate this with all of the offered institutions depending on your region. So you can see here that all of these ones that are selected are the standard accounts that you would be offering already. If you did want to reduce that, you could deselect some of them and you can select maybe only 4 banks. It depends personally on your use case, but the option is there. And then lastly, this is just the option to either connect another institution, or if they just want to connect one, they can leave it at that. Again, this is something that can be updated on that first general pane. So allow multiple connections, or not, you can see that. And again, go in, jump around, play with it and see what's going to happen. Nothing will happen unless you save it. And you would do that like this. There you go.